Welcome back, and joining us on the show now is Jonathan Barratt. Jonathan, hi, thank you so much for joining us. And today is the first quarter GDP numbers from US. We also have the jobless claims, and then it is going to be about the US Fed meeting next week. How are you looking at these events, and what's your sense on what the metal prices would look at it?
Manisha, good afternoon. Look, I think it's going to be quite GDP will be quite interesting. I think as we go into May 3rd meeting for the Fed, the market is looking for obviously another increase of 25 basis points. I get a sense that it's really going to be the wording around that will then dictate a lot for our commodities markets, whether or not we've found a base in some of them or whether or not we're going to head lower. I get a sense that the market wants this to be the last. And if we get that out of the way, then I think we'll see metal markets start to make a move to the top side. Any hint of the adverse, then I'm afraid she does go down.
How do you look at the coincidence that it is the Golden Week holidays in China in the next week?
Well, let's see. I guess we'll lose a lot of liquidity. There's no doubt about it. So we could basically see some more volatility come to the plate. I guess when you see liquidity dry up, you get exaggerated moves. And as a result of that, is the market really trading to its full potential? But I guess with the holidays, really it's see the world's largest economy, see how that dictates prices. We will know that obviously in China, things are looking a little bit better than they were, but yet some of the commodity prices still haven't picked up. We look at China obviously towards its importing of oil. We haven't seen that. For instance, for oil, we haven't seen prices move on. In fact, they've come lower. So yes, I think let's see what happens next week. But I get a sense that it's the wording of what the Fed reveals its 0.25% increase and what comes next.
Jonathan, most people within the metal space have been favorable of, even bullish on copper. And look at where the prices are, 5-week lows and 5% down on week.
Yeah, look, I think that's quite a surprise. You're still seeing a market that is in a bit steep backwardation. So we've still got supply issues at the beginning, at the front end of the curve. When you look throughout the rest of the complex, aluminium, nickel and the like, you've got a great contango. That indicates that demand further out the curve is quite solid. I get a sense that obviously it is all about China. We really have to see what happens there. But when I look at copper, it's been a play that we've been looking at for some time and actually long. It has been a play that we feel that given the crunch in supply and the tightness in supply, that if we do get a sense of blue sky in terms of how the economies will start to form, then I see that metal has a lot more to go to. It is trading right on support at 8,500. So expect it to hold here. It is a very important level. It breaks here, it goes low, but I think the tightness in the market will see dips well supported.
Anything besides copper that catches your eye within the metal space? Because almost everything is trading in the negative. Aluminium at 2-week lows, nickel at 2-week lows, zinc at 2-year lows, even as the inventories are at 1989 lows. So when you look at the individual fundamentals, they are supportive. But I think it's all about macros right now.
Oh, look, undoubtedly, you're 100% correct. It really is that sentiment which will drive. When you do look at the aluminium, the nickel price, they're right on support as well, just like the copper. We could see a potential for a double low, but I think any dip will be well supported given where we feel the macros are actually feeling. There are obviously concerns in the US about the banking financial crisis. We certainly get that. But generally speaking, I think that it hasn't been too much of a weight on markets and demand. We did have some negative confidence number out of the States, but generally I think the States will want to lead it. Let's see what happens. Let's see how Biden goes with his new announcement that he's running for president again.
Oh, yes.
Okay, all right, Manisha, as well as Jonathan, thanks very much for joining in. Well, on that note, we also have to wrap up on the show. Thanks very much for watching. Business Lunch up next.